a little bit over that, and a control group of zealots a little less than that as well towards the north. And it looks like both players are just kind of playing more of a macro-based game. That 12 o'clock, looks like 12 o'clock location is starting to be pressed on for Mathias. He does not have any units in position to really defend it, and that's basically where the bulk of the troops are going. But it looks like an end around is being pulled by Mathias. He is getting his troops all the way around, so he might be able to catch them out of position. Right now, they're just, wow, very closely kind of staring at one another. None of the tanks still are not sieged, and now they're pushing in. So Mathias, unfortunately for Mathias, the high ground is going to go to Cute, and he's got his siege tanks in that position. It looks like a lot of zealots pushing in. I don't think it's going to be enough. He's going to be able to get the tanks to the 2 ground, but he is going to win this fight, it looks like, just with overwhelming forces. He's got a ton of dragoons pushing up, going to be able to take down the rest of these tanks. I'm surprised mines weren't actually planted in the front of that. Looks like they were planted trailing initially. More tanks being tried to place in the back just to create a little bit of assistance, but that observer is giving a lot of that precious information to Mathias right now as far as how far he can press his troops. Looks like he's just going to commit with these dragoons though and finish up the rest of this tank grouping. So decisively going in Mathias's favor. More reinforcements flooding up, and there's only a single tank left now. Wow, complete decimation on that side. Looks like we still see level 0 upgrades on one side. Level 1 weapons is upgraded on Cute side, and now he's just, wow, I got to say Cute's doing an excellent job of taking the high ground in these fights, even though he really hasn't won an engagement. Obviously, decisively lost that engagement just a minute ago. And in the meantime, Mathias has essentially blocked off the 12 o'clock location with some pylons, with a cannon. So he looks like he's claimed that area, and he's in a very strong economical position. Forge is whirling, so it looks like it's upgrading. It looks like we are seeing, I'm surprised we don't see an Arbiter already, but it looks like an additional Arbiter is being, an Arbiter is out in the field. It looks like it's over towards towards Cute's base. It looks like it might be pending for a recall here towards the 6 o'clock location. I would say about the 7 o'clock. More reinforcements being sent up to the 12 o'clock location. It looks like they're going to try to siege over the edge, get a spot there and try to siege kind of cliffside. But he needs to be careful. I have to say, though, it looks like Cute does have a pretty sturdy defense against any sort of Arbiter attack. And now a big attack pushing at the 12 o'clock location. Those zealots are now speed upgraded and just running straight through the mines, leading them right into the mech units. These Goliath, wow, just not a lot of units up in the north position for Cute, so he's going to end up losing this fight. And they're kind of piecemeal spread out here at this point, so tanks and vultures and Goliaths getting killed here. Reinforcements, a lot of Goliath reinforcements being pushed in, but Mathias being very intelligent, just pulling back. These observers are really being key for him, and we'll see if weapons 1 is being upgraded. It doesn't look like it's been upgraded in the meantime. Still curious about this Arbiter at the 6 o'clock location. Additional Arbiters are being produced. Another gateway going down. So basically what we're looking at is we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 bases here for Mathias. He's in a very strong position versus the 3 bases for Cute. And Cute, thus far, he does have the level 1 weapons upgrade, but he's been getting kind of smacked down here and there, and I'm still waiting. Now the Arbiter's starting to push in, 2 Arbiters alongside. Looks like one has broken through. I don't know if it has enough for recall. Actually, it looks like it's pushing in, and it's immediately turning around trying to get back out. So it looks like it did not have enough, and getting killed there didn't look like it had enough for recall. So probably leading with the wrong Arbiter. It just didn't want to commit with that attack, or maybe didn't have all the units in position. Now an science facility going up, as well as a starport. Some Goliaths were there to deal with that attack, and now that Arbiter looks like it's coming back around. Unfortunately, I think it would be a better idea at this time to just bring that Arbiter back and not worry about pushing it in for another recall here. I think that was his one opportunity, and now as you can see, Mathias actually is going kind of cat-a-corner. He's trying to cut the map in half. He's trying to play an economics game. Unfortunately, he's already behind economically, so I'm not quite sure how this is what he's hoping to do here, if that'll pay out for him. In the meantime, it looks like Mathias just has a lot of troops. He's starting to gather up outside once again. I think he's more concerned about the inside 9 o'clock, and actually, take it back, it looks like Cute is going to expand to the inside 12 o'clock middle only expansion, which is very dangerous in my opinion. I don't know that he can, from the location that he set up to siege point, as you can see at the inside 12 o'clock location, with a single siege tank and 5 Goliaths, I don't think that's going to stop a lot of zealots, let alone a full control group or 2 of attack forces. And there is an observer just hanging out right outside there. It could just move a little bit to the north, get all the information it needs, and just push up. Once again, the Arbiter resting at the inside 7 o'clock position, which again kind of confuses me. A little bit vulnerable out there. A couple Goliaths would obviously be able to take it down in the open. It looks like a recall's being set up, and now a bunch of units being gathered up right in the middle of the map and starting to push down. Some mines going to go off there. Only catching 1 zealot for all 4 mines though, so not too bad. An engineering bay is there to spot though, so it looks like Cute will be able to respond here. We'll see what he does to respond. He's got a lot of units at his inside at the natural expansion, I should say, the 3rd expansion. Well, 2nd expansion if you don't count the main. at the inside 9 o'clock location. Now it looks like Cute is starting. I'm sorry, Mathias is backing off. He sent a couple piecemeal units just to check the size of the force, which he didn't really need to do because of the observer getting absolutely devastated. There is another observer alongside, and it looks like, yeah, it's just going to be a flat economics game. So the Arbiter, we got another Arbiter that's starting to push out, and no, it looks like it was going to cloak the units and just it's going to come check the 6 o'clock location. Looks like it might be pushing in right now, but wow, a lot of Goliaths and a lot of Recall did manage to get in just on the edge. There is a Templar alongside. There is an observer alongside. A nice Psystorm. So we've got about, I would say, not quite a full control group of Dragoons and 2 Zealots that are inside Cute's base at this point, and it looks like they're going to be able to wreak a lot of damage here. Simply, and wow, a lot of tanks, a lot of Goliaths being pushed from the backside. There is a Templar. It doesn't look like it has enough for a second Psystorm. First Psystorm went off on some tanks, and so it looks like this attack is going to be able to be cleaned up. Looks like we still have level 1 weapons for Mathias, by the way, level 1 armor and level 1 weapons on the opposite end. So even though he managed to get this attack in, it's just going to disrupt the economy line briefly. Now a second attack being pushed in at the inside 9 o'clock location by Mathias. Unfortunately, he's sending in the Zealots, and he's sending it kind of as a stream. They're going to have to back up. That was nice ramp positioning there by Cute, and Cute actually in a pretty strong position here. I worry about Cute in the long run right now, though, because he does have that. He does have 4 bases, but he doesn't control the rest of the map. And another expansion being set up in the upper left-hand corner by Mathias. So Mathias is essentially going to 6 bases. He still controls. He can still take the 6 o'clock location if he desires to do so. He just has complete map control in that regard. Now an attack being brought in at the towards the same inside 9 o'clock location, but from the opposite ramp towards the inside 12 o'clock location. And there's just not enough to stop him at that location. Siege tanks being brought up. More Dragoons being, Goliaths being pushed up as well, and some Psystorm going off. A nice job by Mathias to push up with the Psystorm all over the Goliaths, and it looks like that's completely breached. It looked like a control group and half of Goliaths went down there, and there is no detection out in the field to help deal with this Arbiter. The Arbiter did just get taken out, a comsat going off, but after the Arbiter's already down, and it looks like it's a full breach here.